Good evening, my name is Publio. I'm gonna sing a couple of songs to prepare our environment, to prepare our soul for the Spiritist talk tonight. So welcome to our meeting. First of all, I'm gonna sing a song called Vibrate. When life lends a hand, it's time to open up your heart. It is time to love one another. It's time to take part. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Now I'm gonna sing a song that really calmed me down. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound of the sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Body harmonizes how well done made the hay. Music lifts his spirits and sweet ballet. Nature's love, a constant giveaway. In joy and peace, my heart finds its way. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound of the sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Body harmonizes how well done in the hay. Music lifts his spirits and sweet ballet. Nature way. Now, song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades from down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my Mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian, make your small son a good Christian. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades from down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my Mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian, make your small son a good Christian. And now I'm gonna sing a song, Good Old Man. It's about our protector, our mentor, Dr. Bezerra de Menezes. Blue crystal eyes, color of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, color of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, apostle of the good, receive our praise. love in action. Jesus, here I am, my knees on the floor to say thank you, my Lord, for the lights that come through this door. Your love is the key to change the entire world. Using these chains wisely, we will live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our meeting. So, everybody is welcome. Everybody is happy to be here tonight to have this opportunity to talk about the Spiritism. So, before we start everything, we'd like to share some notifications, announcements. For instance, turn off your phone notification if it's possible. Find a place comfortable for you to have the good time listening the message tonight. And also would like to inform you that our meeting is like meeting format. It's 30 minutes presentation And after, if you want, you can post questions, and we're going to try to answer as possible according to the time. Also, I'd like to let you know that we have magnetized water. So for this, we ask you to set aside drinkable water, a container of water. So in the end, in the treatment, the spiritual treatment, we're gonna do the magnetized water. So everybody is welcome to bring here. So we'd like to let you know also that our meeting is retransmitted today, Tuesday, through the Spiritism Canada Facebook and YouTube, the Continental Conference Facebook and YouTube too. And Wednesday is retransmitted by Kardec Radio through his Kardec Radio to his Facebook and YouTube. So everybody, if it's not possible to watch today, you can go to our channel and watch tomorrow or anytime as you wish. So we'd like to inform you that this group has a, gospel at home. So has a special group that can help you to start and maintain a gospel at home, bringing Jesus Christ to your home, and everybody is benefit from this meeting that we bring a little bit of peace and a little bit of the gospel and bring a good time in your home. So everybody is welcome. We also have in the book, we're gonna post in the link, a book of vibration. If you or anybody that you know need a vibration, good vibrations, uh, prayer, so you can post the name. Is this book is very private, so just as has access, and we're gonna pray for them and ask the good spirits to pray and help them too. So anybody can be benefit from the vibrations. We also like to let you know tonight a special night because it's the last night of 2024. So we're gonna learn a little bit about the spiritism, of the advantages of forgetting the things that happen with us, with forgetting the past, forgetting incarnations, another incarnation. So it's the advantage to forgetting this. So Spiritism talk tonight is gonna be this theme. So everybody is welcome to make comments, make questions, and post there in the link that we're gonna post soon as possible. So also, as you know, our meetings, all our meetings start with the opening prayer. And we'd like to ask our sister, Anna Oliveira. Hello, Anna, to come.
Hello, Publio. How are you,
How,
friend?
I'm okay. How's
Oh,
everything there?
good, good. It was a beautiful day here in Alabama today. Not so cold, so I'm always
Yeah,
happy in those days.
yeah, here I cannot complain too. It's kind of a rainy day, but was a very mild temperature. Is a very good too. Very good.
I hope
So,
you had a
Aninha,
good Christmas.
yeah, Aninha, as you know, we have an opening prayer, and
Mhm.
to invite you to do the opening prayer for us. And
Sure,
after you command the show, so you are okay. Thank you for coming.
no problem. It's always a pleasure to be here, friend. See you later. All right, brothers and sisters, welcome again. So, last week we talked a little bit about the present that Jesus is, and today we have a little reflection for since it's the end of the year, and we're preparing for a new year. But before we start talking, let's go to our opening prayer. So, I invite everybody to close your eyes, to feel comfortable in your chair, to be present, but then now to go inside yourself, seek the presence of Jesus, your guardian angels, the good spirits surrounding us. And let's all join from different places at different times, but let's us all join hearts and thank God for our lives, for this year that is ending, for all the things that we received, and for even the gifts that we don't feel like it were really present or they were helpful to our growth. But all of the difficulties too and the challenges, all of them, they also gave us texture to our year. It gave our life purpose. It pushed us to overcome those barriers, to be a better person, to try and have the courage and face those challenges. And we like to thank God for all of those things, because all of those things made who we are now at the end of the year. And we know that even though we had challenges, the mercy of God was not lacking in any time. So, in this moment, as we start the studies and the reflections of tonight, we want to thank God for everything, for everybody that we met that touched our lives, for all the experiences we'd had, and for the gift of Jesus Christ in our lives. So, God, thank you so much. And we ask permission to start the studies of tonight. And so be it. All right, friends. So, like I said, we'll talk a little bit about, this time of the year, right? We are doing our countdown, but we are doing a retrospect, right? Even the news do that, right? Every year, like they put what are the main news of the year, um, the main things that happened, right? We might be thinking about our plans for next year, right? It's the time for us to do our, what do we want to do for next year? Do we want to start a diet? We want to exercise more? Do we want to take a class? What do we want to do? So we are all thinking about that as, for us here, this is our, the end of kind of a cycle of 1 year, 12 months. So for today, we'll talk about this message from this book that I really like. It is in English, available in English and in Portuguese, called Changing Attitudes, and it's by the Spirit Ahmed, but through the mediumship of Francisco do Espírito Santo Neto. So one of the messages in this book, Changing Attitudes, is about the advantages of forgetting. And, so as we do our retrospectives, our internal ones in terms of our morals, about our material gains or losses, what do we want, what worked, what didn't work, I thought that this was a good reflection for us to also think that there is value in forgetting some things too. So the forgetfulness of the past is one of the tenets of Spiritism, right? And what does that mean? It means that once we incarnate, so in this birth right now, I am Ana Oliveira, I live in Alabama, but I have no recollection of who I was in my past life, right? Or in my last 10 past lives. And this is a blessing, right, from God, so that any good things that I do, it will be through my merit, right? Not because I know I did something wrong and I have to repay it, but And anything that I did wrong does not kind of wait on me, right? It's like a fresh start. It's a blank page. Each birth is a blank page so that we can write on that page whatever we want, right? We can start fresh without the weight, right, of our mistakes, or even, some of us might have some merits, but that does not, we don't remember those so much so that we can start fresh. And this, we studied here too in our Tuesdays meetings about the forgetfulness of the past, and this is in the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 5, one of my favorite chapters, Blessed the Afflicted, and this is item 11. And the Spirit Ahmed even starts his message with reminding us of this, that if God considered it convenient that a veil be cast over the past, it is because it's to our advantage that this be so, right? So God is just, but he's good and merciful. So this is really out of his love and mercy for us, right? So he also, this is the whole section here on the screen of the item 11, and I invite you all to read it. But he kind of highlights those two first bolded parts, and the other part that he highlights in this message is, so in order that we may improve ourselves, God has bestowed upon us precisely what we need, that which is sufficient and nothing more, this being none other than the voice of conscience and our instinctive tendencies. He has only deprived us of what would be prejudicial. So, again, reinforcing this idea that we forget the past. We come to this birth, to this life, not knowing everything that happened, kind of temporarily forgetting the other experiences we had, so that we really only um, keep what is going to be helpful for this new try, right? This new birth, this new try. And that is important because there's a forgetfulness of the past, like we don't know. Um, who I was and actually what I did. But it's very easy if we look inside ourselves to have an idea of who we were or who we are, because we have the same tendencies, right? But we do have the plan, and the promises that we made before of, oh, I'm going to come to this birth, but I'm going to do this and that, even though I forget that I promised all of that, but that stays in my conscience. It's, in my instinctive tendencies are some of the things that I have to, change maybe. So I don't know exactly what was my name in the previous life, but I can remember them. I can probably guess with certainty that maybe I was impatient because I'm still am, right? So we have this instinct, right? We have some tendencies. We have also in our conscience that call, right, for us to do better, to um, to be better. And it takes a lot of effort to really shut that voice inside of ourselves, right? That is really God just connecting with us and really reminding us of what the plan really is, right? And because we were talking about tenets of Spiritism, I just want to also to remind you, and it is in the message, that this forgetfulness only occurs during bodily existence. So when we are incarnate, then we forget. But once we discarnate, we're in the spiritual world, we will be able to remember most of it, right? Some of that can be very painful, and we might not remember so much far back, but in the spiritual world, it will be much easier to tap into those memories, right? Easier, I mean, without the body, but it can be really painful. So I think also another thing that sometimes we don't want to forget, or we are attached to the past. It's not just, because we instinctively know a little bit, and we want to know everything, we want to control everything, but it's because we have this fear of changing, right? In our lives, everything changes every day. Things are changing. We look at a tree, and one day it's full of flowers, it rains, right, in the spring or in the fall, and then you don't see any of the leaves, right? um, Kids, right, are growing. Everything is changing around us. We are changing too. So, but we have this fear of changing, even though life is constantly changing. And I think some of the fears, because remember, we study Spiritism, we study the gospel of Jesus Christ so that we can live better, right? It's not just a theoretical knowledge. We need to try to apply to our lives, right? It's like, okay, this is Jesus' message. So what? Where does that fit in my life? And I think as I was thinking about this message, it brought me this idea right from the beginning that there are so many changes in our lives, and sometimes we have the fear of those, and we get attached to the times when things were not, were maybe better in our, or did not change, right? So, for example, changing financial situations. How many of us have, not experienced that? Sometimes you get fired. Sometimes you have to get a pay cut. So you are still attached to the past, and you are suffering in the present because your financial situation is different. Changing your career. Maybe you had to change jobs, and, maybe you still didn't make peace with that change, right? You're still thinking about the old one, being passed for a promotion, right? So you still attached to what could have been, but it was not, right? Other than what it is right now. Changing family structure, right? Divorce. And then now you're thinking, where's my family unit, right? The death of a loved one. You're thinking, how can I live, and how is going to be my life? How can my life be full now that I don't have that person that I love so much so close to me anymore? Changing age, right? That happens to all of us. Even if we're a child, now we are an adult, now you have to take on more responsibilities. You're not the kid that you could do anything and your parents were responsible for you. Now you are an adult. You have responsibilities. But it can be that you're getting older. You were an adult that had all your freedom and you were younger. So maybe you were healthier. You could do things. Your mobility was better. And now you see your life at an older age, not with this. Caring all the things that happen in your life and how a blessing it is to have been overcome all of this and still be here living and still be enjoying life, but you attach to maybe, the times where you didn't have so much limitation, right? Like you could exercise easier. It was easier for you to, work out or to go places or to drive and to do all of those things. And have your friends were different. You had your kids and you were so busy with what they had you doing, right? I always said when I had kids, it was like, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, it depends. I have to check on my kids' the schedule, right? Because usually if you have small kids, your life, your social life, it goes around them. And then once they are grown, then it is a change. But how do we reconcile with that change, right? Is there one that is better or it's worse or it's just different, right? Sometimes we have very serious change in health in any age. Sometimes even kids, you might be having to deal with a serious illness. So, you might not be able to do everything that you did before, but should you be attached to what it was instead of what it is right now. Um, what I really want, and this is from the beginning, so hopefully we are not going to be so, sad and blue as we go through, because really I want to bring hope here. What I want with those examples is just for us to reflect that none of these examples, um, divorce, changes in family, finances, in your profession, right, in your health, in your age and your body, right, none of those means that we cannot live our lives to the fullest, right? To the best that we can right now in this new situation, that we cannot progress, that we cannot improve ourselves, that we cannot help others, right? The situation might be different and is new, but it doesn't mean that it is impossible, right? So that is why it's important for us to also embrace the change and forget kind of all that we had once we are facing situations that are different now, because everything is going to be different, right? That's why we have to enjoy all of it in life, right? Because nothing stays forever in that situation, not the bad but not the good either. So we have to, enjoy those experiences of life as much as we can and the best that we can. But, you know, when these things change, and life is always changing, even though we fear that and we're always trying to control, we are always trying to make sure things are stable, are controlled, are known. But that's not the way that we grow. We grow through challenges, through failure, through new things, right? Through experimentation, So all those things means that it's different. So we kind of have to let go of the past. So I really hope that as you're planning your new year, or that you are looking at your resolutions for the new year, what are the things that you want to do for yourself, for others, for your community, right? For in your workplace, that you do not consider yourself less, that you don't think about the past. Maybe if you think that you were better before, or that you had a better situation, just consider and focus on your present. Look for the things that you can do, right? All that you still are, all the experiences that you had, and plan with hope this new year that is coming ahead of us. And that's really the message that I hope we can keep as we're in our last year. And we really thank you from the bottom of our hearts for you, that if you watch us one time live or in demand, or if you are here every week, we are really we're really happy to have you here. And this work is really a work of hearts, of volunteers, of people who really love Spiritism and know the power of Spiritism in our lives. And we're so grateful for that, that we want to spread with whomever wants to hear. So we really want, that's my message for tonight, that let's hold on to hope in the new year, right? Let's, despite of everything that we hear, everything that we are or that we think we are, let's really, you know, uh, hold on to hope, because the gospel is good news, right? Cannot hear good news and not be hopeful, right? Not be happy, not have courage. So I really, the message really, even before we go into the message itself from the Spirit Ahmed that I brought to you today, it's to keep our gaze forward. And if you need an image to think about that, just remember the car, right? So you have some rear mirrors, right? But they are small. So you have one at each side, and then you have one right in the front. But if you compare the size of the rear mirror that lets you look at things, they're coming behind you, they're happening behind you, the front mirror of the car is much bigger, right? You need to really know where you're going, right? That is the most important thing. That is a bigger view that you can have, and then you just need to have some glimpse of what's going on, in the past or behind you. So let's keep our gaze forward with hope. And now let's actually get into the message. So the message says the advantages of forgetting, right? What is really kind of interesting, because nobody wants to forget, right? First of all, because it means that we have a good memory, have a good health, but also because we're like, no, it's sometimes we take pride in being so attached to things. But let's see what the Spirit Ahmad tell us in this book, Changing Attitudes. So he starts by saying that some people visibly reject new things in their existential path. So he's starting right saying stating the obvious. We can all agree that change is not doesn't come so easy, right? So sometimes there are new things that come into our progress, into our lives, and it's not easy for us to accept that. Usually we reject them. But he reminds us that nature is a progress force in us, and we always evolve, change, we always transform, not always at the same time and in the same way, but naturally following our own rhythm, right? So we all have our own rhythms, our own paths, our own circumstances. What doesn't matter? And the beauty of it is that it doesn't matter if you have more challenges, less challenges, how, if your path it's really clear or if it's full of thorns, we all evolve. Not at the same time, not in the same way, but following our own rhythm. And that is another important thing. Sometimes we suffer because we want to impose other people's rhythms to our path, and then it doesn't fit. We want to put ourselves in this box, and we don't fit because we are all different. We all evolve, but remember, not always at the same time, not in the same way, but naturally following our own rhythm. So respect your rhythm, be proud of your rhythm, right? Accept it. He also says that the level of mental health in creatures is measured according to their degree of adaptation to new ideas that come up from time to time, like progress factors of the souls. So this is a little bit, it made me think about resilience, right? So the people who have a lot of resilience, they usually have a better mental health, meaning that when faced with difficulties, they can recover, right? They can adapt and they can overcome. It's not that our changes or difficulties that they have do not bring them too much down. But if you think, how do people become resilient? It's not by not facing challenges at all. On the other hand, people usually who have a higher level of resilience, they had some problems. They have to be tested by those, and then that helps it build. So really, this adaptation, this being open to change and being peace with the change that we all face, that is even good for our mental health. He says, however, certain people are proud of being called conservative and forget that behaving this way, they lose their freedom for fear of leaving a commonplace. And I'm saying that, but I really, of course, I'm one of those people that like everything controlled and planned, right? And well said. We all like that. But that's not how we grow, right? That's not how we can be tested. Can we do a little bit more? It, if we're never called to do a little bit more, right, to push a little harder, how do we know that we really can do it? And how can we really be so happy once we say, wow, yeah, I persevered and now, I got to the other side. I overcame that. But we all have overcome many difficulties, right? That is part of living on earth. It's like there are diseases, there's weather, there are so many different things. So, if we made it, you know, give a little pat on your shoulders too and say, good job, right? So don't be, he's saying, so proud of saying, yes, I'm the same person. I think the same ideas, even though, in this many years, I listened to more things. I had so many opportunities to learn more, to hear more things, but I'm still the same way, right? So the spirit is telling us here that that's not going to help us to change our attitudes, because we will leave the freedom, right? And we are free. God has created us free. We can become whatever we want of ourselves, right? But what we cannot do is limit ourselves. And most of the times, the limitations, of course, some come from the outside, but most of the limitations sometimes are internal limitations, right? He's saying that those people always remember happy times, sigh for old dreams that didn't come true, relive the past, imposing their opinions and refuting other people's opinions, justifying their actions according to past lives' memories. So that's something too that we have to be aware of, right? This nostalgia for a past that we think it was better, that we were happier. Nostalgia and this longing for things that are in the past, they're not here, they are not good for our health, right? So, and as a spiritist, we have to really make sure that we work on our health, so our spiritual health also it's gonna be in a good standing, right? So this thing about longing, like remembering happy times, just like longing for that. It's not remembering just to make you happy, to know that you had happy moments too, but reliving the past and forgetting your present, right? Imposing your ideas to others, in face of other ideas, justifying your actions according to what you learned like maybe 30 years ago. We have to be careful about those things, and this nostalgia or melancholy, of things that were but are not anymore. Those are not, it's not very healthy. um the spirit says they are always unproductively tied to past echoes, taking no advantage from facts, observations, because they don't know how to integrate past and present. So we are not saying that we're going to forget where we came from, the things that we passed, but, we kind of have to integrate that with the present, because if it's just that, the past disconnected with the present and with no purpose as we move into the future, that's what is not good, right? To be stuck in the past and lose sight of all that we can be doing in the present, that all that is happening in the present, and all the potential that the present has too. He says that if they demonstrate any interest for at least one new experience, maybe they would have profitable changes in their mental patterns. They experience many situations and don't learn a lesson, right? So we have to feel, and the way to go, to get over things in life, it's usually going through them, right? With a without any chemicals or without any booze or anything like that, right? With a clean face so that we can feel everything, all the experiences that we have. That's how we grow. Um, it's not that easy, or it's not pain free, but sometimes we are also thinking that, oh, we can't have any inconveniences, but those things are the things that move us, right? To do something, to change, right? the message continues saying that every new existential stage we accumulate intellectual and emotional values that makes us different from what we were some time ago. We are always given constant opportunities to change, and better conceptions of life is stimulated by circumstances experienced in a multiple reincarnation experience we have had. So every birth or every life, it's, a new set of experiences that is impelling us, that it's nudging us, that it's, setting us to change, to improve, to keep going, to evolve. The same way within the same birth, right? Because each day is different, right? Some days are like very intense, some are more calm. Some days it's okay for us to work the whole day. Other days we can, rest more of the day. So life is, one day is not the same as the other, but every single day brings experience and bring values, right? That are important for our intellectual and emotional intelligences. So it's by the accumulation of these experiences that we grow. So we should not be afraid of them, and we should not be discouraged by them. On the opposite. So then in the middle of the message, he asks, why not let go of the past? Okay, so that's the question for you, for me, for all of us. Why not let go of the past? And the answer to this, every one of us will have a different, answer for this. But the choice to let go, it's within us. I cannot let go of your past for you. You cannot let go of my past for me. I have to do that for myself. You have to do that for yourself. But again, why not let go of the past, right? He says we get attached to ideas and concepts that were valid in certain times of our lives. But nowadays, it is necessary to get rid of the moldiness of the past in order to enjoy an active and a beneficial present time, right? So um, that is knowledge that we learn, but we shouldn't be attached to it, right? And remember, whatever we did, and sometimes this brings guilt too, because we might think, oh my gosh, I was so bad, I did this wrong. But you did what you could at the time. You did the best that you could with the circumstances you had, and who knows how many people would have behaved the same way, made the same choices if we're in the same conditions, in the same circumstances. The thing is, you shouldn't be stuck there, because every day is a new day, every life is a new life, is a new opportunity. So instead of being stuck in the moldiness, right, in that mold and fungus kind of unhealthy, not good looking, right, past, we need to let it go so that we can enjoy an active and beneficial present time, right? Jesus was one of the ones, and we talk about him being our good, wonderful gift that God could have given us last week when we talked about Christmas. But the Christ, if we're looking at the gospel, he's always telling us, don't look at the past, what you did, you did. That was the best. I'm talking from now on. I'm telling you now, you learned this and that's fine, but I'm gonna kind of, teach you more things, new ideas, these crazy ideas, that love your enemy, right? Pray for people who persecute you, right? God is actually just and merciful and good, right? He doesn't want to just punish you, right? He's not a punishing God, or the God of the armies, or, it's not like a God that is there just to punish you, right? So Jesus was always, the gospel is always about the new you. What can you become? Not what you were. Jesus saw so many people of so many backgrounds, but he never asked them, what did, they, what was the political, you know, party, where did they come from, where they, their groups or their caste. He was always teaching everybody the same, looking at the potential that everybody has, and giving the message of liberation from the gospel to everybody, so everybody can get to that full, their full potential. He says when we listen to new ideas, we often take them as old or think that they can be interpreted or explained with aid from old concepts. We are so attached to the past, we sometimes refuse to believe there can be new ways to see and interpret things, right? And that's what Jesus is asking us, interpret things in a different way. In the Spiritism, also, being the third revelation and bringing us more ideas of how to interpret what Jesus really said, it's really bringing us this, new world of ideas, but again, in the ways that we can see things, that we can interpret things, so that we can live differently too, and we can live better, right? Jesus said that he came so that we could have life, but life in abundance. So that's what he was talking about. It's like I'm here, I'm teaching you, I'm talking about all those things. I'm teaching by example so that you can be the best that you can be. And he himself, right, in this message, I mean, he reminds us that Jesus himself, he said, no one puts a piece of unshrunk cloth on an old garment, for the patch tears away from the garment, and the worse tears made, said Jesus, to the ones who remained rooted to the customs and Pharisee practices that hindered maturity impulses of the souls in spite of all the new knowledge he had to offer them, right? So he was saying, don't, we are not worried about the external things. That's not important. It's what you have inside, right? Don't worry so much about the possession of gold and where your treasure is. Your treasure is where your heart is. Your treasure, your merits, your rewards are in, the kingdom of God, not here. So he really was making us let go of our past and our um, ideas that were so encrusted in us, but they were impeding us to be free, to be better, right? And to be closer to God. And then Ahmed puts this section in the middle of the message and in the beginning too, that comes from the Gospel according to Spiritism, right? The chapter 5 that says, if God considered it convenient that a veil be cast over the past, it is because it is to our advantage that this be so. So if we do not even remember what we did in past lives, why we want to be stuck on what we did, how we were, all these things of 10 years ago or 20 years ago, or even yesterday. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, right? So the opportunities are unlimited, right? And that's what God expects us, right? Is that giving us this new chance every day, right? Every second we have this chance. He says the present moment is the ideal time for our progress, and we can only feel here and now, because trying to feel yesterday is to resent, right? So usually doesn't bring us very good feelings or happy feelings if we get so stuck right in the past. We really need to be in the here and now, right? Cherishing the present, taking advantage of the present being really a present, right? So he says, consequently, not always our emotions from yesterdays are authentic and eligible for the evaluation of the present. And that is another thing. What I did yesterday, maybe the choices that I made, for what I ate, for how much I moved, where I went, what I watched, it was depending on who I was yesterday. I cannot take that and use that. So all those feelings from yesterday and everything to today, because today it might be a totally different weather outside. It might be that I'm sure I have, a group of people around me that is different, right? We know that sometimes, during the week we have one schedule. On a weekend, it can be a different schedule. For some people, it's the opposite if the work shift. So really, not always our emotions from yesterdays are authentic and eligible for the evaluation of the present. So, to evaluate the present, I have to be present and I have to consider who I am in the present, not who I was in the past. He says essentially the voice of conscience and our instinctive trends are the best ways to act according to the text of study. So every day brings its own challenge. So we really have to use our past experiences, but not be attached to them because it's a different situation. So now we have to dig inside, look at the voice of our conscience, our instinctive trends, and see what is the best way to act, right? It depends. And it has to be all related to today. It cannot be 100% based on yesterday because today's a new day. So here's the last part of the message. And he ends this message saying, every day is a new opportunity to get rid of old concepts, idea, and obsolete reflection. So I really hope we can take the new year as an opportunity, as we go through the last days of 2024, and the 31st, the very last day, the Tuesday that we are talking here with you. Let's not be afraid of letting go of the past, right? And let's take advantage. If every day is a new opportunity, every year is a new opportunity, every decade, every birth, or every life is a new opportunity, right? To get rid of old concepts, ideas, and obsolete reflections. So let's enjoy the advantages of forgetting that the divine providence give us so we can transform our present incarnation into a fountain of new tools designed to making our further reincarnations happier. And that is the thing. Everything is connected, past, present, and future. But being stuck in the past, we're not going to construct to the fullest the present that we can. And it's even hard if we're stuck in the past to even think about the future, right? So evolving means transformation is good, right? And the law is the law of evolution, is the law of transformation, of getting better. So we need to embrace this process and trust God and trust ourselves and not be afraid. Have faith, have hope, and continue putting our work on ourselves, helping others, doing the best that we can, and not being stuck on the past. So this was the message from this book, Changing Attitudes, about the advantages of forgetting. So as we go on to a new year, I really want to wish you, in name of myself, of Spiritism Canada, all our friends here, also Kardec Radio, a very happy new year. Thank you for listening and being with us for another year. And I hope you can let go of the past as you prepare yourself, your beautiful being, your full of potential being, your loved being, right? The wonderful creature that you are, the wonderful creation of God that you are. As you prepare for the new year, I hope you let go of the past and face the new year with a lot of hope. And I think that is my last slide.
Hello, Ania. Wow, what a reflection. Like, I start thinking all the messengers that came after Jesus, all the apostles, and one make me remind what you're talking about, just forget the past, is Paul, because he was persecuting the Christians, and
Mm-hmm.
once he met Jesus Christ, that present said, "Okay, I'm here to work. What do you want me to do?" Right? Forget what I did. Yes, I know I did bad things, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to start right now. So
Right.
when you mention like today is the last day of the year, so tomorrow is a new year. Yes, every day is a new opportunity, right?
Right.
Uh,
Right.
don't get stuck what you did. And Emmanuel was very clear in one of his messages. He say, if you want to really know what you were in the past lives, just
Right.
look at yourself, your
Now,
choices.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it, don't worry. You don't need to go to the the fairy tales or anything. Like,
Mhm.
don't worry. Just look your tendencies. You're gonna know
Right.
very well what you. And folks, there's the phrase was so important. Focus in your gaze future. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like future and present, because the future depend what you're doing right now,
Right.
right? So it's very very important message, very important reflection that you brought for us in this end of the year. And I'm ready to start. I'm not gonna wait for tomorrow.
It start right now, right? It's a new
Yeah,
hour or a new minute.
yeah. I'm not gonna wait for Monday, because Monday we start our diets, right?
I know.
Monday we start the diet. No, no, I start right away.
Happy New Year
Let's
to
start.
all of us.
Yeah, let's start a spiritual diet, right?
Oh,
Right
yes.
now.
Yes. Yes. Why not? Thank you,
And I
friend.
say thank you very, very much for those reflections. And I hope everybody that can listen can enjoy the same way I did. And believe me, it's gonna change. It's gonna change me. Thank you very much. And Happy New Year for you too.
Here, yay.
Thank you, Aninha. So now, dear friends, brothers and sisters, we're going to go to the second part of our meeting, Spiritist Talk. That is spiritual treatment, spiritual care. What is that? What is spiritual care? It's a consistent pass. Pass is a transfusion of spiritual energy, assisting our physical, emotional, and mental balance. So together, to best benefit from the spiritual treatment, please follow the guide audio instruction or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes if you feel comfortable to help with the mentalization. And together with the spiritual treatment, now comes with the magnetized water, the container that we ask you to set aside in the beginning. That's the time. And the spiritual and the spirits, good spirits come and gonna put the magnetic necessities that we really need, that can benefit me, my family, and all those that close to me. All those can have a sip of this water and feel comfortable. You're drinking a remedy from the spiritual plant. And as you know, we're gonna do the prayer to start the second part, and also gonna be the our last prayer for the meeting tonight. So I'd like to invite you and to feel comfortable. Close your eyes. Remember those words that our sister said about Jesus Christ coming as a sun in front of you. In these moments, say, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to have this conversation, have these reflections that's going to help us to change ourselves, not waiting for a transformation in the world, but starting the transformation in ourselves, being a better person day by day. Allow the good spirits to come and help us, giving us energy, giving us magnetic fluids that help us to balance, be with us today and forever. So be it.
Let's get ready for the pass and water fluidification. Please get a container with clean water to be fluidified. Brothers and sisters, it does not matter where you are, what type of hardships you are going through. Jesus is always ready to come and help us. Place yourself in a comfortable position which can make it easy for you to reach concentration and receptiveness. Breathe slowly and easily. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Fill up your lungs with air and let it out very slowly. Let tranquility and peace energies penetrate your lungs and move throughout your body. Your soul in harmony with your body feels easy and in peace. Let's imagine Jesus' passage. A clear day, the sun's golden rays illuminate the happy passage in Capernaum. A lot of white houses, multicolored vines, and hopping birds fill the landscape with optimism. The news about cures attracted the crowd in need. Suddenly, Jesus appears slim and handsome. His tunic was hanging down to his feet. At sunset, all those with sick people hit by several illnesses would bring them, and as he placed his hands over each one, he would heal them. This is what Luke the evangelist says. Let's imagine Jesus approaching you. He holds his friendly hands over our head. Notice that from his generous hands, a waterfall with clear and pure water originated from his love come to bathe you. It flows on your head, goes down your shoulders, bathe all your being, and brings you peace, serenity, and balance. They remove all impurities and pacify you. Feel the water bathing you, cleaning. Breathe. Now, imagine Jesus as a sun before you. His light, his warmth surrounds you. Feel the healing energy that comes from Jesus towards you. He hears your prayers. Trust him. His love is endless and it follows you and protects you. It provides you with everything you need. Have faith. Absorb the healing energy from Jesus. His light surrounds you. Feel the energy going through all your body. Feel stronger and in peace. Lord Jesus, our divine friend, reach out your generous hands, Lord, and change this water into medicine for our physical and spiritual illnesses. Protect us, Jesus, with your peace. Spread those vibrations of love throughout my home, Lord. May peace, health, and tranquility reign here. We are very grateful to you, Jesus. Stay with us today and forever. Thank God. Please remember to use the fluidified water.
Dear brothers and sisters, we'd like to say thank you for coming and participate here with us. we'd like to say that we're going to be back next Tuesday at the same time, 7:30, 8:30 p.m. in ET Western Time. And we'd like to ask you to follow us in the Facebook page or YouTube, Spiritist Canada, to Spiritist Group Path of Light, in Instagram, and Spiritist Canada YouTube. And wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and a much, much better 2025. Let's start our future tonight, like the reflection tonight. Be with us, be with God today and forever. So be it. See you next year. Thank you.
Wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. You will see that behind every sight there's a flame shining bright, tiny spark created by God. I will follow your path, Father, 'cause nobody's alone in life, and the scars of my destiny will be healed by your love. Disseminate wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught.